Okay, welcome everyone. As we learn Thursday night, heading into Erev Shabbos Kodesh of Erev Shabbos Shuvah, 3 days before Yom Kippurim, and we should chap a rein with preparing for Shabbos. The Shabbos Toyameh Chaim Zachu, taste the food to see if it needs a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. Preparing for Shabbos, Chachana for Shabbos is really good. If you sweat for preparation of Shabbos, Shari Tshuva says the sweat is considered like tears, so there's a lot of opportunities. We learned to be Mekayim the mitzvah of B'dibar Tabam, lastly, Snachas Ruach Liyotzreinu. Yesterday, the Mishna Gimel had such a difficult beginning that I didn't finish the end of the Mishnah. Aaron Swade reminded me that I left out the end of the Mishnah, so we will finish the end of Mishnah Gimel before learning Mishnah Dalet and Mishnah Hey. We are sponsored by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Abram Alevi, Peril Bas Ruvain, Neshama should have an Aliyah. We're also sponsored by Nishmas Chaim Zanvil ben Moshe, L'fur Shalema for Avram ben Yom Beimish ben Malki Yudis, and L'fur Shalema for Yom Moshe ben Chaya Sarah, and L'schus Avram ben Yom Beimish ben Malki Yudis and family. They should have a Gemar Chasima Tova Mesuka. They should always be healthy. By Old Klugman and family for Gemar Chasima Tova Mesuka with everything wonderful. For my Shver Vidayim and Rivka for Meir ben Chaya Sarah. We learn to be Mekayim the mitzvah v'dibar tabam. Lastly, Snachas Ruach Liyotzreinu, it should be a protection for us. We tell Hashem this is what we want to do the coming year. Give us a good year without any scares, with Menuchas HaNefesh. So the end of Mishnah Gimel says, Megilla. From where does a person start learning the Megillah? And fulfill his requirement. B'di'evet. Rameir Mekuli has to say the whole Megillah. Rabbi Yudaimer Meish Yudi from the pasuk about Mordechai. Ish Yudi Haya B'Shushan Abira U'Shmei Mordechai. Rabbi Yossi Aimer Me'achar Hadvarim Ha'ela from the pasuk of Achar Hadvarim Ha'ela. Now, what's the machlokes? The pasuk says Tichtav Estra Malka or Mordechai Chudi as Kol Toikif, the whole power. The Tanna Kama learns it's referring to Toikif Shel Achashverosh. The power of Achashverosh. That starts from the beginning, because in the beginning it starts about Achashverosh, by Yibimei Achashverosh. Rabbi Yehuda says it's talking about Tokfei Shel Mordechai, and therefore it's when it starts talking about Mordechai. Ish Yudi Haya B'Shushan Abira. While Rabbi Yossi says it's Tokfei Shel Haman, and therefore it starts from Achar Advarim Ha'elu when it talks about Haman. The next Mishnah Dal tells us Hakol Ksherin L'Kris is a Megillah. Everybody is kosher to learn the Megillah. Chutz Mechereshoy to B'Katan, except for a deaf mute, an imbecile, and a minor. Reb Yehuda Machshir B'Katan. Now Reb Yehuda's reasoning is that a Katan is only D'Rabbanan, Chinuch D'Rabbanan. But the mitzvah Megillah is also only D'Rabbanan. And therefore a Katan could be Maitzi an adult. Tais Yamtiv says that the Tanna Kama holds that Megillah is D'Rabbanan, but a Katan is a double D'Rabbanan. He's a D'Rabbanan, and the Chinuch adds another D'Rabbanan. And one that has two D'Rabbanans cannot be Maitzi one that has only one D'Rabbanan. There's another possible explanation of the Machlokes, and that is that the Tanna Kama holds a Katan doesn't have even a mitzvah D'Rabbanan. He's Potter in Gansen. He's Potter Mikol Mitzvah Shabbat. The mitzvah of Chinuch is on the father. But since he doesn't have a mitzvah, he can't be Maitzi anybody. Rabbi Yehuda says, no, a Katan has a mitzvah D'Rabbanan. And since the Megillah is D'Rabbanan, he can be Maitzi. Now, Ein Korin as a Megillah, we don't lane the Megillah. That's talking about the laning of the day. V'loi malin, nor do we do circumcision. V'loi tovlin, nor do we immerse in a mikveh for those that have to immerse in a mikveh during the day. For example, a Zav or a Mitzayra or a Tomei Mace, who has to count 7 days and be tovel in the day. He can't be tovel in the day. V'loi mazin, we don't spray the mechatas, the water of lustration, which is mixed with the ash of the paraduma, to be on the third and the seventh day to be matar a Tamei Meis. V'chein shemeres Yom keneged Yom, and also a woman who is in her 11 days of Ziva, and she sees one day, she has to count the next day, or she sees 2 days, she has to count the next day. She cannot be toivel loy titbal at shetani tzacham, until sunrise. That's 72 minutes after dawn. However, but if the Milah or the Megilla, etc., was done at dawn, b'diavad kosher. Now Mishnah 8 tells us, Kol hayom kosher l'kriyas Megillah. The whole day is kosher for kriyas Megillah. In other words, don't say it's late, it's after the afternoon. No, the whole day until sunset, the whole day is kosher for hearing the Megillah, for the kriyas Hallel, or saying Hallel, for the skir shofar, blowing shofar, until it's lulav, shaking the lulav and esrog. Your wife says, oh, I didn't shake. Now, women, although they're potter, they're noig to shake. She says, I didn't shake. Oh, no, it's 4 o'clock. Makes no difference. They can shake. Well, it's Phyllis HaMasofim. We could say Musaf later on in the day. But HaMasofim, the carbon Musaf could be brought, or Levidu Yaparim, or the confession done by the Kohen Mashiach when he brings the Kapar Kohen Mashiach, or if Bezdin issued an erroneous psak, and Klal Yisrael did an Issachar, they bring a par helam davishal tzibur, and there's a confession. It can be done the whole day. Levidei Amaiser. In the 4th and the 7th year of the Shemitah cycle, we have to say a formula of vidui maiser, saying biarti hakodesh min habayis. We gave all the tithes. We have nothing in the house. This can be done the whole day. Levidei Yom HaKippurim, the confession that the Kohen Gadol does on the parish of Yom HaKippurim. Isn't that amazing that we learn about Yom HaKippurim right before Yom Kippur? It's just amazing. It always happens. The smicha, the mitzvah of smicha, putting your hands in between the horns of the carbon and leaning with all your might. L'shchita, shachting the carbon. Tunufa, the waving of the carbon. La'gasha, the bringing of the blood or the mincha nigh to the mizbeach. L'kmitza, the taking the handful of the mincha, like Torah, the smoking up of the mincha or of the meal offering. L'malika, the dispatching the life of the bird offering, where we use a special procedure instead of shchita, pinching it from the nape of the neck. Or the kabbalah, the catching of the blood. Or the sprinkling of the blood, or dabbing the bird's neck to the mizbeach. Or ashkaya saita, or the giving to drink the saita, the bitter waters, the breaking of the heifer's neck in the case of an unsolved homicide, or the taras HaMitzvah, the bird, the ritual with 2 birds that is done when we purify the Mitzvah. All these activities are kosher the whole day. Now, this is very important. Let's say somebody lost a relative, so they don't do the burial until 2 o'clock. While he's an onain before the burial, he's pater. Now it's 2 o'clock, and it's Reish Chodesh. He could still say Hallel afterwards, because it's kosher kol hayom. He could still shake lulav and esrog afterwards. Right? He could still hear the shofar afterwards. Well, it wouldn't be applicable because he wouldn't be an Einan on Rosh Hashanah, but you get the idea that it's kosher the entire day. I want to take the opportunity to remind you that if you have the possibility, you should go to a Shabbos Shuvah Drasha. It's a very big thing to go to a Shabbos Shuvah Drasha and be moved by the rabbi to become better. And let's use this time. It's very, 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 very important time. It changes the entire year. These days change the entire year. Dear Shua Hashem be matzah, seek out Hashem when He can be found. We should all be zeicher to think about ways to put in our mouser a to-do better list. How are we going to be better? And that merit Hashem should grant us all a gmar chasim tova. Everybody should have a good Shabbos.